I would like to thank the Surgery Journal for accepting our paper and allowing us to present the main findings of this paper. My name is Hassan Aziz and I am an assistant professor of surgery at the University of Iowa. The title of the study is the Undisclosed Disclosures, Conflicts of Interest in Studies Related to Robotics in Hepatobiliary and Pancreatic Surgery. The other authors of the study are Nicholas Hayes, Joshua Passarelli, Sabrina Robichaud, Nicole Segalini, Sangrit Ganguly, Sherilyn Song, Judy Robinowitz, all of whom played a vital role in this study. So clinical research in this day and age is fraught with financial relationships with the industry and the healthcare professionals, especially in the field of surgery. Since the Sunshine Act, which was passed in 2010, industry payments made to every physician practicing in the US have to be made publicly available online, bringing any discrepancies in reporting. This has allowed us to validate the presence or absence of financial conflicts of interest as physicians have disclosed in their publication. As we all know, the use of robotics in hepatobiliary surgery has increased over the past year. Therefore, we aimed how the conflict of interest have been undeclared in robotic surgery studies of HPB over the last 5 years. We hypothesized that there will be a significant discrepancy between self-reported COIs, which is conflicts of interest, and the actual payments that were made. Going on to the methods, we performed a literature search using Medline and Web of Science to identify articles that have been published from year 2016 to 2010. The search terms included robotics and all surgeries related to the liver, bile duct, pancreas, and the gallbladder. A COI was defined as receiving more than $100 funding from any robotic company. Payments which were less than $100 were not counted and were excluded. We defined a conflict of interest as disclosed if it was declared in the publication. A COI was not disclosed if payments discovered in the website and the payments disclosed in the publication did not match or they were underreported. We included payments from robotic companies, namely Intuitive, Stryker, Smith & Nephew, Maser Robotics, Aureus Health, Medtronic, Globus, and Johnson & Johnson. Now, talking about the results. We had 1,090 studies that were initially selected. After reading and applying our selection criteria, we had 355 studies which were included in the analysis, and there were 2,413 authors. Study level, we found that 37.5% of the studies had at least one author who received robotic funding, while 62% of the studies did not receive any robotic funding. Now, among the studies that had robotic funding, 79% of the studies had a disclosure statement, but 76% of them were inaccurate. Only 23% were accurate. When we looked at the authors individually, we found that there were 2,413 authors that we screened. 13% received robotic funding and 86% did not receive robotic funding. Now, when we looked at conflict of interest, we found that 16% of the authors did not have any COI disclosure statements. And those who had overwhelming majority, 82% of the surgeons or authors had inaccurate conflict of interest disclosures. Now, when we looked at the amount, majority of the authors did not disclose amounts from $500 to $100,000. Now, there were 7 authors who did not disclose amount which were larger than $100,000 from robotic companies. In brief, we found that there is a lot of discrepancies in reporting payments from robotic companies in HPB literature. This study expands on the previous work done by Patel et al., which had looked at COIs in abdominal surgery. I think it is the onus on the journals and also as surgeons to ensure that we report accurate COIs so all the readers and the public can trust the findings of our study. Thank you again for allowing us to present our work.